Let's talk a little bit about the cable car. We're almost halfway across.
I think that window was a good move.
In our first, and I will put more callers on if you're holding on the line. I'll come to you in just a second. Mr. Mayor, how much is a cash single fare on this cable car?
It is cheap as chips.
No, that's my piece of paper. How much is a cash single fare?
Hillary, to tell Nick what a cash single fare is? You always ask.
Well, it would seem fairly relevant.
It depends. Is it about £4 or something? I can't
well, you tell me. You don't know, do you?
It is. We've got the figures just here. God. What have you paid it?
No, of course I haven't.
Hang on, here we go. It's £4. We think it's £4.
It's more than that.
What is it?
You don't know. Just admit you don't know.
I think it's in the region of £4. That's what I'm getting.
£4.40.
£4.40.
£4.40.
Right. Okay, go on.
If you use Oyster, how much is it?
Oh, God. Here we go.
Well, it's important. We live in cash-strapped times.
If you use, if you're a child.
Yeah, well, I'm not a child.
Well, no, I'm not going to make any comment about that. But if you were to be a child, you would have a child would cost £2.20. For a one round trip fare is £4.40.
Yes, it is.
An adult boarding pass is £8.60. Now that's fantastic. That enables you to go round and round forever.
Is it good value for money? £4.40.
I think it's very good value for money. I mean, this is the most beautiful view in the whole of the city. What's
beautiful about it?
I think it's absolutely stupefying. Earth hath not anything to show more. I
can see the O2. I can see the Thames Barrier.
Yes, glinting beautifully in the sun.
Two Japanese people got on this morning hoping to see Big Ben, and that's the truth.
I bet
that is absolutely
true. And they were not disappointed.
Well, as long as they had binoculars.
On the contrary, you've got a very good view of Big Ben. You weren't watching, and I can just see. Look, there's the walkie-talkie looking absolutely splendid with its.
It cost £60 million.
With its Aztec death ray.
It cost 60.
It did not cost 60 million, but that was the total envelope.
How much is that,
including contingency and all the rest of it? And a great deal of that, as you know, was raised in sponsorship.
Yes, 34 million.
I think 36 million. And
36. You're right. 36. So 24 came out of our pockets.
Well, that was the total budget, but of course that wasn't all. I don't believe that entire sum was spent.
Right.
And actually. The difference between the cable car and any other transport mode in the whole of London is that this thing already covers its costs. I mean, you make this point about the
passenger numbers declining.
No.
Yes.
The passenger numbers actually
last week 28,948.
You can pick any.
Well, we'll have the week before 34,000 plays 38,000. So numbers are declining year on year.
As far as I know, those aren't the figures that we have. The figures we've got show that we've had, I think, 3.9 million rides so far. People are incredibly positive about it.
Right, we've just landed. We've just docked at Greenwich Peninsula.
Yeah.
Would you tell London how many, to the whole country, how many people are waiting to get on, Mr. Mayor?
There is a vast crowd. There's a sea.
I know this is radio, Mr. Mayor. How many people are waiting to get on?
They are. This is, as you know, we have been incredibly generous to you, Nick, in deciding.
Mr. Mayor, how many people are waiting to get on?
Well, I can see at least one chap
here. He works for you. He's staff.
And that shows what a great scheme it is, because this scheme is generating employment in a part of London that was neglected for decades, and it is bringing investment. And if you talk to
no interest whatsoever. You could fire a cannon through here and no one would get hurt.
Completely untrue. It is absolutely on school holidays.
So we built
later in the day, it absolutely it starts heaving. We have about 7,000 commuters in this who use it every day on this route alone.
Right.
On this route from Newham to Greenwich, and it is of course it's a tourist attraction and it does serve that purpose, but it is also a part of the transport network, and it is unlike any other, as I say, unlike any other piece of transport infrastructure. It covers its cost, and it's also delivering regeneration and investment in this part of London. The Silvertown stuff, ABP, and people mention it to me. They say, thank goodness you've got a really proactive policy. You're prepared to commit and to invest. And very largely, we did it with private funding.
Let's move on to other calls. We'll talk more about...
Can we go to Richard now in Thamesmead?
Yes, good morning, Boris.
Morning.
Good morning, Nick.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, I can almost see you. I live on the river.
Oh, fantastic.
And with a pair of binoculars, I think I might be able to see you. But what I wanted to say was, to echo one of your earlier callers, the cable car isn't as bad as Nick keeps fulminating about. It is quite an interesting event, and it is a glorious view, but it doesn't go anywhere. Your earlier caller suggested a stop off to the airport. My suggestion would be Westfield Shopping Centre, which
that's a good idea. Yes.
A bit of a schlep, really, but not impossible with modern technology. And you would get a link up from the O2 right up to a decent shopping centre, and I think usage would grow exponentially with that kind of service.
Actually, Richard, we have been looking at that, and you may not. I mean, Nick will absolutely scoff at this, but when the European Commissioner for Regional Funding, we got some of our money back, as it were, because you remember we contribute a huge amount of money to the EU budget, and so you have to fight to get funds back. We got some funding for this cable car from Brussels, and the guy came over to have a look at it, and he was so thrilled. He said, "Why don't we do another?" It was his immediate reaction. He thought it was a great regeneration project, and we could look at that. I think, just to get back to the point that you made, it doesn't really go anywhere. In the 18th century, early 19th century, Jane Austen was writing novels in which she would describe this remote North London as this remote village to the north of London called Highbury, or where nobody went to, and there's now a massive.
Are you a modern-day Jane Austen?
No, what I'm suggesting is that...
I know you have a novelist beating inside your breast, so obviously you think you're Jane Austen.
No, Nick, pay attention. The argument is that what people think of as nowhere in one generation can become the centre of a fantastic place to live in the next generation. Actually, I think that there's a lot of stuff that's going to start happening in this area.